Welcome back, Nick and Lex here. We got another marathon today. Thank you so much for chiming in. We got a marathon today for Sidecar Dog, and I'm very excited to do this one for you today. Let me read off the bands, and we're gonna dive right into it. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. If this is your first time, check out the channel, check out the list of videos that we have, Alexia and I, or myself. And if you want to check out our Patreon, you're welcome to do so as well. That's where we do most of the full albums and all that good stuff. But today we got a video, like I said, by Sidecar Dog. It's a sponsored video by him. I wanted to thank him, of course, for this, since he made the video happen. So thank you, Sidecar, for this. Let me read off the artists, and we're gonna dive right into it. All right, so we're gonna start off this marathon with the band Klaatu, or Klaatu. I think it's Klaatu, if I'm not mistaken. This is we're off, the song, and the album is Sunset Volume 1. This is 2005, so a little bit newer from the stuff that we usually do. That I like that, Then we're gonna do the Byrds, with a Y. Byrds with a Y. It feels a whole lot better. That's the song, and this is from Mr. Tambourine Man. Let's see. This is, oh cool. This is actually from 65. All right, cool. That's all what we need. Variety. And then we're gonna do Badfinger, No Matter What. No Dice, remastered 1970. Really cool. Right, then Flying Colors, Love Letter, the Third Degree album. 2019, very cool. And then we're gonna finish it off here with the Claypool Lennon Delirium. Oh, cool. I've reacted to this. This is John Lennon's son with Les Claypool. Really cool. What is this called? South of Reality, 2019, and the title is man, I can't read. And the microphone, it just doesn't sound the same if I talk to it like this. It's always nice to have it here on the right side. I guess it's designed that way. Amethyst Realm. Amethyst Realm. Here you go. So, all right. So let's get into it. I don't really know what direction this marathon's going to go. I mean, I do know about, of course, John Lennon's son and his music, but the other bands do not ring a bell. I think I've heard Flying Colors, which is, I think, prog, but I guess it's a little bit of everything. But I do appreciate it, Sidecar, for this, and let's get into it, and let's have some fun. All right, so here we go with We're Off, Let's go.
Distant land, and the only ones allowed to come are those who feel they can go right along with the master plan. And the only thing you got to bring is sitting there in your head. So raise the sails and trim all the sheets.
Get out
we go to some uncharted shore. 'Cause the only kind we're out to find are those worth looking for. You can tag along should you feel the urge to merge. 'Cause we're all agreed that all we need is hope and a little courage. So raise the sails and trim all the sheets. Set your course and jam all the cleats. And we'll follow the North Star to know where we are. So you sleepyheads, get out of bed right.
So yeah, I mean, I can just hear it. Of course, it's Beatles galore. It just sounds like the Beatles. It's insane how close they get, and I'm sure that this is just themed because the last time I did a marathon that was also very Beatles related, you know, in style. There was also Badfinger. I just looked that up. That was a little bit, you know, fixated on the monitor, and so the Claypool Lennon Delirium. It's just, yeah, they're in Badfinger. They're also there, you know. They just sound that way. So let me just look at one thing before we continue because I want to pay attention to the music. Let me do one thing here for SIDECAR. This is from January 9th. Let's see. Yeah, this is, yeah. SIDECAR called this Beatles a reprise. Really cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So now it's just so cool that I know I'm not going crazy. I was like, did I do this? Because it does sound, the thing is the Beatles sound like the Beatles. And I was like, am I doing these songs again? And I don't want to make any mistakes. So I just pulled up his email, checking here on the 9th. So it's all good. We're all good. We're cool. So, you know, let's just, for the sake of, it was kind of like breaking my attention. Let me just go back a little bit in the music here because it was just like messing with my mind. I was like, I hope I'm not doing the same songs. Did I make a mistake with Spotify? Because it sounds so like, you know, like a little bit like Electric Light Orchestra, that very heavily Beatles influence. So I went back about a minute because that's when I kind of like started to doze off. But let's go back. So sorry about that. I just wanted to double check, and I did. But I sometimes like triple check. So here we go.
To the wind, and so it's off we go to some uncharted shore. 'Cause the only kind we're out to find are those worth looking for. You can tag along should you feel the urge to merge. 'Cause we're all agreed that all we need is hope and a little courage. So raise the sails and trim all the sheets. Set your course and jam all the cleats. And we'll follow the North Star to know where we are. So you sleepyheads, get out of bed right now. Get out the lead, full steam ahead. Smartly now. For the journey begins.
Even the that was I guess that would have been the conventional outro. But guys, let me know when did to all the Beatles fans, to all the Beatles lovers, when did the Beatles start to sound like this? Because we've heard some Beatles, we've done a full album by the Beatles or two, and I think when they started out, they didn't sound like this. There was this sudden, time when they began to play like this, and I think one song that comes to mind is "A Day in the Life." This dum 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 dum, almost like this. I don't know. It has like this feel of I don't even know how to name that style of music, but it's very happy. It's a very happy approach, and I love it. And the guy really sounds very, very close to Lennon and McCarthy. So really good. I mean, just like it's obviously a tribute, but in their own way. And I love it. I love when bands make it clear, they're not hiding the fact that, hey, we are inspired. And but this is our own version, you see. So okay, so now let's go with the Byrds and Mr. Tambourine Man. So this is way, way earlier. Like I said, 65. So this is like almost as furthest we've gone in music. I mean, I think we've done some stuff from the 50s, if I'm not mistaken, but we usually never go past like 69, 68. So let's see.
The reason why, oh, I can say I have to let you go, baby, and right away. After what you did, I can't stay on, and I probably feel a whole lot better when you're gone. Baby, for a long time, you had me believe, that your love was all mine, and that's the way it would be. But I didn't know that you were putting me on, and I probably feel a whole lot better when you're gone. When you're gone.
Really cool. And I mean, this is literally out of the time, it's almost happening at the same time when the Beatles were at the height of their fame, but it also has a little bit of a touch here of if I'm not crazy, like Beach Boys, that I mean, I don't know, they were just so competitive in that time. But also maybe like some Credence, I mean, not the voice, but the voice is Beatles, but just the style of playing here, the music reminds me a bit of the Beach Boys. Like, I haven't heard that much, but I've heard, quite a lot, and it reminds me of a little bit of the Beach Boys and a little bit of CC. I think it's called CCR, Clearwater River. It's CCR, yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a little bit.
Now I've got to say that it's not like before, and I'm not gonna play your games anymore.
I think it's the guitar playing. It just sounds like Credence. Maybe the little that I've heard, but really nice. I mean, it didn't sound too much. I mean, the only thing that reminded me a lot was the voice, of either Lennon or of McCarthy. Is it McCarthy or McCarty? It's McCarthy. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, this was great. Mr. Tambourine Man by the Byrds. All right, so now it says no matter what, and I know Badfinger is gonna sound also like the Beatles. This is just really fun, I mean, the Beatles have been so influential, and to see so many bands being influenced by them, and this is just 5. I'm sure there's 50 or 100. Who knows? I mean, everyone was inspired by the Beatles back then, and some were so influenced by them that they decided to even play, a little bit like them, and then others are just have these inspiration or a little bit of influence on maybe on the guitar, the sound, or a certain delay or reverb on the voice, or singing in harmony, stuff like that. So okay, let's go with Badfinger. Let's see their rendition of the Beatles. This is 1970.
No matter what you are, I will always be with you. Doesn't matter what you do, girl, ooh, girl, with you. No matter what you do, I will always be around. Won't you tell me what you found, girl? Ooh, girl, won't you? Knock down the old gray wall. Be a part of it all. Nothing to say, nothing to see, nothing to do. If you would give me all, 'cause I would give it to you, nothing would be, nothing would be, nothing would be. No matter where you go, there will always be a place. Can't you see it in my face, girl? Ooh, girl, won't you? Knock down the old gray wall.
It's just the way to write a song. That's the key here. Like that specific way that the dun dun, like I can't even mimic it. It's just, it either sounds like the Beatles or it doesn't. And this is the beauty of having the talent to recreate. It's the way it's being sung. It's the way, I don't know, there's just a formula to make a sound, to make Beatles song, I guess. And yeah, and you have to be a Beatles connoisseur, I guess, to get that formula down and then make your own interpretation. But yeah, it just sounds so much like it. But it's great. I love all these different versions of people paying their tribute to the band.
Gray wall. Be a part of it all. Nothing to say, nothing to see, nothing to do. If you would give me all, 'cause I would give it to you, nothing would be, nothing would be, nothing would be. No matter what you are,
So now Flying Colors, I don't remember them sounding like the Beatles. I think when I did Flying Colors, it sounded more like progressive rock. But let's see, you know, let's see what they got to offer here. But this has been so far very fun. Shorter songs, you know, it is short. It is short on the shorter side. But that was the formula, you know. I've talked about it so many times, but this is a little bit longer. This is a 5-minute song, and then we have a almost like an 8-minute song, so it's not too short. So let's go with Love Letter, Flying Colors.
So you say you're done with me and nothing's working anymore. Won't you stop and walk with me instead of walking out the door? We could end our story here right now. It's hard to write when our house is burning down. Hey, every time you start to cry, you say goodbye to you and I, 'cause you are my love letter. Every tear becomes a line, and I write yours as you write mine. Our words align. Love letter. It's been rough, you've had enough. I've driven you to memories. Moments came, but not enough to counterweight the tragedy. Waiting for new.
Yeah, this sounds definitely, I mean, an influence, but not too much. It sounds a little bit more original. I'm not saying that the other bands don't sound original, but it just sounds, there's a little bit of Beatlesque infused here, but not too much. It's more their own thing. You know, it just sounds more modern. And when is this from again? Okay, this is literally was just recorded 2019, so it just sounds so much more modern. It doesn't have that old style, but it does have that touch of Beatles. It does, but just like, you know, I don't know. What do I know? You know, I'm not a Beatles expert, but it's there. But I mean, just like I want to give the band a bit of credit that it does sound a little bit different though. So
Waiting for new chapters to appear. The words will come if we don't end it here. Every time you start to cry, you say goodbye to you and I, 'cause you are mine.
Like you see, that's like right there. That's something the Beatles would have never done. Throwing that arpeggio section right there. It's just a different time to use that kind of stuff. That kind of music. I know the Beatles started incorporating classical music with like Eleanor Rigby and stuff, but this kind of like arpeggio sequences and stuff, it sounds just a lot more progressive. It sounds more 70s. Kansas started doing that. Marillion, Rush, you know. So yeah, I think we're somewhere. This is like their own infusion here of progressive rock with some Beatlesque influence, but yeah, totally now it's switched. Really cool. I Very cool. Love that guitar style of that guy. That's the string skipping. Really cool. Okay, now this is a band, of course. This is the son of John Lennon, with Les Claypool in their project, South of Reality. Also 2019. Let's see what this is going to be the last song. So let's see. Obviously, this is going to be more. I mean, the inspiration is there. It's the son, but of course he wants to do his own thing. So let's hear again. I've heard them before, but not this song.
Lights on suddenly as she looks saw nobody. Though on her neck she felt his breath tingling upon her breast. She called out to the empty room.
this song is the one that sounds the least as a Beatles song. This sounds more like a psychedelic prog, just like the very dominant bass. It just is its own thing, you know. It doesn't sound anything like a Beatles song, which I do appreciate because it's his kid, you know. He could totally, you know, milk his father's style, but I don't think he does. I think he wants to do his own thing, and the voice is there. It's very similar, but he's not using it in that way, in a Lennon way. It sounds very good. I love this. Very cool bass and very groovy. Kind of like a little bit of a dark side to it. You know, it sounds very serious. Yeah.
I will be
just very trippy stuff at the end, very like okay. No, I love the song. Like I said, it sounded like it's original thing, nothing to do with the Beatles. It sounded like very proggy, very bass dominated. It sounded a little bit like Tool even at one. This when they took the break and then doom, and then the solo beautifully played, the piano, the keyboard there, really cool, like really original. I really liked it. It sounded like something proggy, and I liked it. I would definitely listen to this. Not that I wouldn't listen to the other stuff, but it's just so too close to home. But it's very enjoyable if you're a Beatles fan. But just as a like me by myself, I would listen to the Claypool Lennon Delirium more often. And I would listen to the Beatles, and also I did love the Love Letter by Flying Colors. So all in all, a great marathon, a great example of how there's bands that pay tribute, but there's also bands that are directly related who do their own thing. So that's kind of cool. So well, Sidecar Dog, thank you so much for this marathon. I hope you did enjoy, everyone. Let me know in the comment section what you think. What was your favorite band? What was your favorite tribute? Do you prefer the Beatles left alone? Do you like that they paid, homage to them and, try and recreate their sound? Or do you like something like John Lennon's son here doing his own thing? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.